Unless you talking numbers, we ain't speaking about the right things. Switch up on my nigga for a figure, that's not like me. Bad little body in the lobby, she like nice things. She used to know me then, she like me now, that's fucking timing. Eyes been on that prize, I count that cake on for that time. Trying to see the glow, I show me so slightly. They wanna ride my ties, but they ain't even ride or die, please. But I've been short on time, been in the prime of my prime, easy. I said I never changed and leveled up. I guess I lied.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing something that is probably going to be one of my favorite things that I do to this truck. I've been waiting a very long time to do this. So big shout out to my brothers, Denver, Brandon, and Christian. You guys know it's Ham. You guys know Brandon _LTZ and Denver Mile High Duramax. These guys all got together at my wedding back in December of 2021. And I'll put some money together to go towards this gift. To be completely honest with you guys, things happened. I had to actually spend the money they gave me, but months later, we finally picked up the Hydra tuner. It's the Power 100 Performance Hydra Performance Chip for the 1999 to 2003 7.3, and this is thanks to those guys, because this was the whole intention with the gift they gave me. So I'm going to give them their credit where credit is due. So big shout out to those guys. Go follow them over on Instagram. Denver does have a YouTube channel. Christian does have a YouTube channel, so go check them out. It's Ham and Mile High Duramax, but also on Instagram, Mile High Duramax, Brandon _LTZ, and it's Ham. Big shout out to those guys. Now let's see what's inside this. Go ahead and open it up. I purchased this at RD2 Fuel Systems, Diesel Performance and Parts. Guys, I'm telling you, the customer service over here is insane. I'd reached out to work with this company in return for a YouTube video and wasn't able to make anything happen, but just their customer service is why I went through them anyways. No sponsorship. I paid 100% for everything. I'm just giving them credit where credit's due. I ordered this at like 10 a.m. on Monday. By 11 a.m. I had already got a personal text message from the owner of RD2 sending me a picture of my package together and just asked that I go leave a review on their website and Facebook page. So I'm going to do a little bit further and let you guys know about it as well. And then this is my tune sheet. I'll show you guys this once we get it installed. A little business card from RD2. Here is the chip itself. So in this bag is the actual chip. I don't know if you guys can see that with the glare that's on it. Here is our selector, and RD2 does put their skin on it. I mean, I'm sure I could probably pull this off, but it really doesn't bother me. The green really is not that bad. Inside here we have our ribbon cable and our Velcro pad to mount that on our dash. We have our brass brush to clean off the silicone off of our PCM. We have our cable for the chip itself if we ever want to load different tunes on it. We have our Scotch-Brite pad to polish up the PCM, and then we have a Power 100 Performance sticker. So we got two stickers. So with the 140 horsepower tune, we'll also be adding 20 horsepower. So we'll be looking at 160 horsepower upgrade with this. Now, since I already have a tune list, that means that my tuner was already preloaded. So when I ordered it, he opened this box up, pulled everything out, tuned it, and then put it all back in the box. That way I don't have to hook it up to my computer and do any of that. So it's all ready to go in the truck. Now what we need to do is pop the hood, and there's two 10mm bolts that we need to pull out that unlock the plug on the back of the PCM. Okay, now underneath the hood we have two different connectors, and you want to remove the correct one. So if we light up down here, you see that box on the left. There are three 10mm bolts on that. If you look directly to the right where my light's at, that is our PCM connector. There's one 10mm bolt in the center. It's about a 1" by 6" connector. That is the one you want to remove. So go ahead and get that removed. Make sure you disconnect both batteries on both sides. That way there's no chance of you frying your PCM. Okay, now we come underneath the truck. This is where you gotta get flexible. This is your PCM right here. There are two 7mm bolts, but you see this metal clip on the bottom one? That metal clip on that bottom 7mm bolt, do not lose it. That is your grounding clip for your PCM. So you have that nut and then that one up there. Take those two out and we will continue from there. With the two 7mm screws removed, you just want to push it towards the brake pedal. You want to go to the right and pull out. Just like that, our PCM is removed. This foam piece that fell out actually goes up on my firewall, but now we have this completely removed. I'm gonna go ahead and clean some of this gunk off the top of it. Get this thing just cleaned up a little bit, and then I'll show you what to do next. Now you just want to take your PCM and carefully slide it out of the case. Remember, you want to save this metal clip right here, don't lose it. Go ahead and wipe this thing off some more. This is the best way to tell that this has never been tuned before, is that this cover is still on, has not been messed with. Now I got a 7/32 socket, and you want to remove these 6 screws holding the case on. Now with all the screws removed, you can pull this off to reveal our PCM that is still fully coated in silicone. So what a lot of people don't know is that you pull the back cover off as well and you reveal both sides of the JP3 port on the PCM. So that is this right here. So you want to clean off both sides. So the best way to do this is to actually take the corner of the brush they provide and scrape in between each and every port. Now this should take you about 5-10 minutes. It's not gonna be too awful long, but you see the silicone coming off. You want to get all of that off. So you just want to sit here and go to town scraping. Now, how you can tell once you have all the silicone off is you can actually see a reflection on the pins themselves. So just run your finger across and check and see if you can see a reflection. Also, you can run your fingertip across it and you can feel when there's still something on it. So this side is now done. This is the more difficult side to do because the wooden stick doesn't fit very well in here, but we're gonna go ahead and get all of this knocked off as well. Okay, now that our PCM, our JP3 port is completely cleaned off, we have no more silicone on this whatsoever. Now we can get, I believe this is the one we want. Yeah, this is how it came off. Just making sure I've got everything back the way it was. Set that down right here, and we want to get out our chip itself. So open this chip up, be very careful with, I mean, it's not like you're handling $1 million diamond, but just, you know, be careful with it. Alright, so on the chip we've got our USB cable installed and just lightly zip tied through this hole. Don't know if that's what that hole is meant for, but that will hold our cable still. Now we want to install our ribbon cable on our PCM, so go ahead and pull this rubber band right here off. We just want to take this ribbon and snap it in up top like so, and then we want to install the chip just like so. Make sure it is all the way seated up there. Now we're going to reinstall our cover. Remember, you have 6 7/32 nuts that are bolts that hold this on. Go ahead and get them all reinstalled. All right, now I'm sure this doesn't sound right, but per instructions from PHP Power 100 Performance, you want to take some duct tape. Doesn't have to be black, it can be whatever color you want. You're going to be duct taping the chip onto the PCM. So the best way to do this is actually to make one strip and have a cutout for the ribbon to come through, another strip, have a cutout for the USB cable, and then kind of tape them down on both sides. Alright, so now you want to line up your PCM. Make sure to just pull that metal retaining tab off and set it somewhere you're not going to lose it. And then your PCM lines up like this. So you just put this chip in there that is sticking out, and you need to trim this cover so it can fit back in. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of mark the general area of where I need the trim. So this area right here is where we are going to be trimming for this chip to come out. Because if we line it up, measure twice, cut 3 times. Right? That's how that saying goes. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut out, get that little rectangle cut out. I'll be right back. And just like that, a couple minutes later, we have our cutout. Got it all smoothed up. Let's see if it is the right size. So we're going to have to feed our cable through. Fingers crossed that our measurements were correct. Yo, look at ya boy. Now I forgot one thing, and that was that metal tab, so I gotta slide this back out. And we are squared away. So now is our time for reinstallation. So when it comes for reinstallation, you want to go in over by the brake pedal. Then you just want to see if you are actually all the way in. So now you just need your 7mm and get it tightened back down. Alright, so now that you have the PCM back in the truck, you want to go underneath the hood and reconnect that connector. Now the bolt that is in that connector does not come all the way out when you're loosening it. I'm sure I did an overlay of text when I said to remove it, but the bolt does not come out. So reconnect that connector, get that bolt tightened back down, then we'll jump back in the truck and finish this install. Now we just need to route our ribbon cable up into the dash and mount the tuner where we would want it. There we go, just like that. Just like that, we are fully mounted up. Now we can run the cable back across like so. And we are complete. Now I just gotta tie everything back together, wrap up my USB cable, reconnect our batteries, and we will be doing the first start on my tuned 7.3. Catch you guys then. All right, here comes the official moment of truth. And set you guys up. Let's hope it starts. Alright, we are at tune 0 right now. Let's have some AC going, it's hot. So, it's time to show you guys my tune sheet. So, we are on 0 right now because it just started. So, just make sure in our instructions real quick, we're not supposed to do anything crazy. Not supposed to do anything crazy. The fact that the truck started The fact that my wait to start light came on means we did everything properly. That means I cleaned the PCM, the JP3 port 100% properly. And the point of the duct tape, it looks a little janky. Personally, to me, I don't like that appearance, which is why I use black duct tape, so it kind of hides it. But that is to hold the chip in. That way the chip doesn't come out and you hit any bumps or anything like that. Once I got it in, I actually took 2 more strips and I taped down the front of it because I could kind of see inside the PCM. I don't want any dust or anything like that getting in there. So, our tune sheet, starting from top to bottom, I have 15 tunes. I went ahead and fully loaded it because I'm probably not going to have any custom tunes wrote for a pretty good while because I don't plan on doing anything crazy. But tune 1 is a 1000 RPM high idle. That way when summertime comes, or not summertime, that way when winter time comes, I can idle it up. If I've got my daughter in the back seat trying to get the heater going or anything like that, I can go ahead and idle it up. Tune number 2 is our theft and dead pedal. So what's nice about that is I can go ahead and set it on tune 2 and I can shut the truck off and take the tuner with me, and they will not be able to start the truck and steal it. They can break my window, break my ignition, the truck will not start, they cannot steal it. Number 3 is whisper mode, drive-throughs, anything like that, you want the truck to quiet down a little bit. Tune 4 is our factory stock tune, 0 horsepower. Tune 5 is our 40 horsepower towing tune. This is if you're towing anything above 12,000 pounds, you want to use this tune. If you're hauling any heavy equipment, anything like that, you want the 40 horsepower towing tune. Now the 65 horsepower towing tune is if you're hauling somewhere around 8 to 12,000 pounds, you're in that range. 80 horsepower towing tune is if you're towing anything under 8,000 pounds, which I will most likely be using the 80 or the 65 horsepower when I'm pulling the F-150. I'm gonna feel it out and see what I like best. And then we have our 65 horsepower fuel sipper. That is the economy tune. That is you're around town, back and forth to work, you wanna save gas. Our 80 horsepower daily driver tune, probably the one I'm gonna be running most frequently. Our 65 horsepower performance tune, which you have the 20 horsepower, 40, and 65. I just said screw it. No, we already got the 40 horsepower towing. We don't need to see what a 40 horsepower performance is like. Let's go for 65. Then we've got 80 horsepower performance. Then we've got 100 horsepower performance, 100 horsepower racing, 120 horsepower racing, and 140 horsepower extreme. So I'm gonna go ahead and play with the tuner a little bit, see our high idle. Let's go ahead and go to high idle. You just heard it kick up. We're sitting right around 1,000 RPMs right now. That'll warm the truck up. And then we'll go to whisper mode. Doesn't really do anything for my truck. My RPMs are still sitting around 6 to 800. Yeah, at the factory stock tune, my RPMs are about the same. So whisper mode doesn't really work. So right now we're in the factory stock tune, 40 horsepower towing, and 140 extreme. Now the one thing I want to see, I got to do it. Truck is already slightly warmed up for you guys. That way you guys don't freak out. This is Florida. It's hot enough out here. Let's see if this thing will dump some coal with the 140 tune. Wow. Alright, so I know that it's not good for the truck, but come on, I own a diesel. I have to do that. That's like law. So we'll go all the way back down to tune 4, which is our factory stock tune. Let's get a quick butt dyno for this. Alright, so our stock tune. Honestly, is making my truck run a little odd. Okay, I think it just needed to kind of disengage itself because it was kind of rolling cold when I took off, and just now it's running kind of like it was before I tuned it. Yeah, so we're not smoking whatsoever right now, which is normal. And I want to go to our first performance tune, which is our 65 horsepower, which is our number 10 tune. I want to kind of feel what that feels like. Now, I must say, the way my truck just shifted was so nice. My truck never shifts that clean. Yeah, this is like a brand new truck. I'm not even exaggerating. Just the 65 horsepower performance tune, this thing feels completely different. The get up and go on this is unreal. Let's just go ahead and go to tune 11, which is 80 horsepower. Now, my truck never has this get up to it. Honestly, I kind of like the 65 better. The 65 felt like it had more ass to it, if we're going to be honest. So right now we have the 100 horsepower performance on, and I must say it gets up on it very easily, but the only thing I don't really like is how touchy the pedal is. So it's almost like it doesn't know how much throttle I'm giving it right away. Just do a quick little takeoff. I kind of feel a little bad for my transmission right now, because my transmission has no idea what the hell is going on. It's been stocked for 23 years, and 25-year-old kid gets a tuner and starts ripping shit on it, so I feel a little bad for it. I'm gonna drive around just a little bit, and then we're just gonna go ahead and go straight to the extreme tune. Just go ahead and give her all the beans. All right, we are in the 140 extreme tune right now, and this thing gets rowdy. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna drive this thing around just a little bit, kind of get a better feel for it, see how much I like it, and then I'll give you guys an honest opinion of, driving around, fungibility, what my favorite tune is. But officially tuned the 7.3. Spent 23 years untuned, untouched, unmolested. That all came to an end today. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in a couple days with an update on how I like it. Probably not the best thing for my 8.5-month pregnant wife to breathe in, but it was funny. See all the smoke still in here? Alright, I'll catch you guys in a couple days with my update on the tuner. Okay. It's been about a week and a half since I last talked to you guys. I've been driving around with the tuner on my truck, hauling all the water and detailing supplies around in the bed of the truck. So usually we're right about around 1,500 to 2,000 pounds in the bed of my truck. If the water tank's all the way full, it's about 2,500 to 3,000 pounds. If it's about halfway full, it's about 1,500 pounds. And then the generator, canopy, all the other things in the bed of the truck, I'll say average, we have about 1,800 pounds in the bed of the truck. The truck's on a leveling kit with 35s and 20x10s. And before the tune, I was averaging right around 11 to 12 miles per gallon, depending on how I drove. And to be completely honest with you, before it was tuned, I did not haul ass in this truck. It took off very slow, always took off slow from lights, let it shift, and just let it go, because there was no point in rushing it because it was slow. Now with the tuner, I catch myself taking off faster, I catch myself speeding through traffic, I catch myself going around people. My new favorite thing, sorry God, but I love finding people that are driving slow with their windows down, and I like filling the cab of their cars or their trucks with smoke. It's a lot of fun. You should definitely try it, be a menace to society. To be completely honest with you, I've only went through 1 tank of gas since putting the tuner on the truck, or 1 tank of diesel. And with hauling ass, doing a lot of pulls, getting video content for you guys, and just ripping the 7.3, I still got 12 miles per gallon. It was 11.8 calculated on my calculator. 12 miles per gallon, absolutely ripping on it. I mean, I was doing the burnouts, I was doing the pulls, I did a lot of pulls with Brandon. He was filming out of the truck for me, and I'm telling you, I probably did a good 12 pulls. I mean, up to about 98, 100 miles an hour. Multiple times, to the point where I was like, okay, I know my EGTs are high, I know my trans temps getting high, it's time to go home and relax a little bit. So I'm sure that hurt my fuel mileage a lot. So the fact I still got 12, that tells me normal driving around town, not ripping on it, not being a menace, it's probably gonna get like 13 or 14, but I will keep you guys updated in a future video. I will have a link to where you guys can go purchase this Hydra from RD2 down below. Not sponsored whatsoever, I spent it with my own money. RD2, just great customer service, great shipping time, overall great product. I have not had a single issue with anything. Installation went perfect. I absolutely love it. I am very happy that I tuned the truck. The shift points are great. The way it takes off is fantastic. My favorite tune is the 80 horsepower daily driver tune. I noticed the best shift points. I noticed the best takeoff speed. You still have top end power, so you're going 55 miles an hour and you want to pass somebody, you can still do it. You're going 65, you can still pass somebody. You want to cruise 75 on the interstate, you can still do it. It's an overall great tune. The 140 Extreme tune, I do not like it whatsoever. It must just be because my truck's 23 years old with factory components, but it really just makes it seem like it's wasting a lot of fuel, not gaining a lot of power, and it really makes my transmission hesitate to shift, and I do not like that whatsoever. The 80 horsepower racing, or the 100 horsepower racing tune, or the 100 horsepower performance tune, those work fantastic if you're just wanting to rip it on the street. But overall, my favorite's the 80. It's great for around town. You still get plenty of power. Shift points are fantastic. Just absolutely love it overall. If you're confused on what tunes you should preload onto it or anything, I definitely suggest the whisper mode does work. I don't know why it didn't work when I first put the chip on the truck, but I have since went through a drive-through and sure enough, hit whisper mode, and I was able to order without shutting my truck off, and I've never been able to do that. So definitely like that. High idle is nice for winter. Whisper mode is nice for drive-throughs. The dead pedal theft mode is great for thieves. And then if you do a lot of towing, get your towing tune. But my overall favorite are the 100 horsepower performance, 100 horsepower racing, and the 80 horsepower daily driver. In the future, when we do some towing with the truck again, I will update you on what tow tune is my favorite, but hauling around 2,000 pounds isn't really towing, so I can't give you guys an accurate representation. But thank you guys for watching the video. If you made it to the end of the video, drop a like on this video, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you want to see done to the truck. I got some things cooking. I have a little downpipe action, some bigger exhaust action. We still have the turbo on the bench to build. So you guys stay tuned. We got more coming for the 7.3. This little bit of extra horsepower, this 80 horsepower, it's probably giving me overall. Kind of started a little scratch that I got now, and I kind of want to do some more. So you guys stay tuned for that, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Be fucking great. I love y'all. Peace.